You are now watching MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Chill! Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and I am the host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Hope all is well. And on the episode, I got my special guest. I got Miss Jaylan back on the show, and we are doing our favorite movies list. So we will be counting down from 20 to 1. And this was a really fun episode, and it was fun to have her back on the show. So check this episode out. And before I say anything, we have many typical difficulties during this episode. So if y'all watching at some point and the video cut out, yeah, that where the typical difficulty happens. So y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, I got my special guest. Well, first thing first, this is the first installment of the countdown list where we talk about our top 20 of whatever the topic is. And she is my first guest. She is actually a returning guest. She was just on episode 110. And we had an amazing conversation. And if you remember the episode that I told her that we should bring you back when we talk about movies, and now we talk about movies. I got Miss Jaylan back on the show. Jaylan, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Hello, Ken. How are you? I'm great. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm great. I'm good as well. And welcome back on the show.
Thank you. I love being here.
And first thing first, I just want to say that you are doing an amazing thing. I see you doing on other platforms. I see you killing it on the Funny Girl podcast with Michelle podcast, and You're doing an amazing thing. Everybody enjoy your episodes. I'm happy to bring you back for this episode. So
thanks a lot. I love being on the MrGentleman podcast.
So once again, thank you. So first thing first, before we get to like the topic and stuff, let them know where you're from and what you do.
I'm from Alexandria, Egypt, and I'm a poet and a visionary artist and hopefully a comedian. This is what I do, a translator too. So this is what I do. It's usually in the arts. Also, the translation is my main job, I guess.
Now, like I said, you're doing big things and, keep doing your thing.
Yeah. Thank
you. You told me on the last episode that you are a film critic.
Yes.
So what made you love movies so much?
I think it's my upbringing. I think I'm from a household that really loves movies. Like we would always have a movie when we had these, like VCRs, so we always had VHS tapes. We would always go to the video rental store and kind of like rent movies and stuff like that. We would be frequently going to the cinema with our parents. So I'm from a home that really, really loves movies. And each parent had a different taste from the other, so this made you even more diverse. And then when you get friends, usually I would befriend people who really loved movies so that I can find something to talk about with them. So this even made my taste more. And then I got into being a film critic. I was discovered by another young film critic who was like, why don't you come with us? We have like this small local movie club and we can start writing about movies. And I'm like, okay. And then I became a film critic, not really a professional film critic, but let me say kind of a film analyst, as I would like to say it. Someone who just loves digging deeper and like analyzing movies and reviews and stuff like that. I've been covering, I think, 2 on location, on-site film festivals and one that was virtual. It was in Spain. Yeah, I was in the jury. So these are my experiences. Now I'm in the process of interviewing, like aspiring directors, indie filmmakers and writers and stuff like that. So yeah.
I think That's dope. And also, I have also grew up watching movies. I had many VS tapes, DVDs, and stuff like that. I mean, if you know, you know. If you don't, then yeah, you clearly we showing our age. but yeah, but I also grew up watching movies as well as a kid, even till now. So yeah, we I love movies. I love movies.
Me too. It's the best thing in the world, I guess. One
Yes,
of the
I
best
definitely.
things.
Yes,
Like
I
cinema,
definitely.
I don't know what I would do without cinema, really.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
to
I definitely
imagine.
agree. TV, music, those two things that I just, I love.
Never, never, definitely.
So, if you could remember, what was your first movie that you ever seen at the movie theater?
I totally remember. I think I remember The Lion King, of course, but I also remember Titanic because it has such a big impact on me. Like I really remember Titanic. I remember watching it. Of course there were more experiences of like cartoons and stuff like that, but I don't really remember them other than The Lion King because it was such an intense experience for me, and like seeing Mufasa die and stuff like that. But Titanic was a big deal because Leo DiCaprio, it was the peak of the Leo mania. So me and my friends were all like, oh my gosh, we have to go and watch him on the big screen. And
Mhm.
we also, it was kind of a daring movie for us, like, wow, she strips, oh my god, what is this? And we were so
Mhm.
young back then, so it was a big, I think, experience for me. So yeah, that was my earliest experience of being in the movie theater and feeling, like shaken and kind of like interacting with the people on the screen and stuff like that.
That is dope. I know for me, I believe it was a Disney movie. It probably either was Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, or Aladdin. It was one of those three. I believe it was the first time I've been in the movie theater as a kid. I believe it was one of those three, for what I
Definitely,
remember.
definitive. Disney was definitive for us, the classic Disney.
Yeah, cause all those movies came out in the '90s. So there you go, there you go.
Yeah.
So what? So what is one movie that you love but everybody hate?
Okay, I have three. I have three movies like that. Okay, first of all, there came this movie called Night Teeth in 2021. Okay, this movie was, I think it was on Netflix. It was about two vampire girls asking this really cool guy driver to drive them
Oh,
around LA. I
uh,
really love this movie so much. And then I found everybody hating on it and kind of like saying, trashy. What? I really loved it. First of all, I love the tension. I love the girl, I think Debbie Harry. She's from Disney movie fame, when they had Disney channels and all that. All my cousins were obsessed with it, but I had outgrown this stage, of course. So Debbie Harry, her name is Debbie Harry. Let me check. Yep. Yeah, Debbie Ryan. Debbie Ryan. She's a very cute girl and stuff like that. In this movie, she's a cute adult, I guess. So
mhm,
they had Debbie Ryan. They had his name is Jorge. I hope I'm saying his name right. Jorge Landenborg Jr. Jorge Landenborg Jr. I hope I'm saying your name right because you're so beautiful, man.
mhm.
So it's him and it's Debbie and it's this third actress. Her name is Lucy Fry. Okay, they're two really, really good actresses and they have different personalities, different looks, and this cool, chill dude who you can imagine, like just smoking pot and not caring a shit about anything, just driving them around, and it turns out they're vampires. So it was
you know,
such a
you know,
cool movie. And they
you know
were
what
really, really,
you
yeah,
know what crazy? You know what crazy?
yeah.
I had that movie on my watch list, but I never got a chance to watch it.
Please watch it. I'm interested to know what you would say. But people kept saying, like thin plot, blah blah. But I really felt it was cool. It served its purpose. It was nice. So I don't know. I love.
I do got one movie that's from Netflix. I got two movies from Netflix that I liked it. A lot of people did not like it. One was, I believe, this movie called Vampire in Brooklyn. Oh no, Vampire in the Bronx, something like that. It was a Netflix movie. It was
I have
about
to watch this one.
yeah, it was about a boy who was in the Bronx, and I think they discovered like vampires and stuff like that. I felt like it was interesting, but many people didn't like it. I actually got two more movies now. Now that I think about it, all the Netflix movies. One of them is Bright. Will Smith movie Bright. I heard,
Okay.
yeah, I heard many people did not like that movie, but I felt it was really interesting. I don't know
Oh,
what you. It was hard to understand it at the time, but I feel like it was very different, especially different from what Will Smith was doing.
so it was like, it was starring Will Smith, right? It's
Yeah,
called.
it was, yeah, Bright. Yeah, it was like a kind of like like a I would say like a zombie movie. I think it felt like a zombie movie. Some with creatures in it. I don't know. It was different. It was different.
I
It
have
was
to
really
watch it too.
interesting. Very very different. They were supposed to have a part two, but due to what happened with Will Smith, Netflix didn't want to do a part two of that no more. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one, I believe with this movie I've seen recently called The Stray on
This
Netflix.
great.
The
Okay.
Stray. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just came out literally like, well, due to this recording, it will be probably 2 months now. But due to here, it came out like I believe last week. I think it was an interesting, weird movie, but I felt like it was cool. And a lot of people didn't like it though. So
I know what you mean. Wait a minute. Let me tell you my second two.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I have this
yeah, yeah,
movie.
tell your pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I have this movie called Labor Day. Okay, it's by Jason Reitman. Jason Reitman had made a great movie called Up in the Air, starring George Clooney. Everybody loved Up in the
Mhm.
Air. And then all of a sudden, as if the world kind of like hated him, turned their backs on him. I don't know. I don't know if he has a scandal and this is the result of it. I didn't know that. I'm not aware of that. However, Labor Day starred Kate Winslet. Are you serious? If Kate Winslet is in any movie, I just gonna watch it. This woman is phenomenal. She's a force of nature. She's a great actress. She also has a natural look about her that I really love. Like her body is not, like kind of skinny, model skinny. Her hair is, like it changes from one character to the other. Her features are not kind of Botox and done to perfection. So everything about her, I love her as a woman and as an actress. And it starred her, it starred Josh Brolin. So it was a very low key, easygoing movie. Yes, it
Mm,
had like an escaped convict kind of like takes a mom and a kid hostage in a house, but it's not thriller. It's actually kind of like a Stockholm syndrome-ish movie where he turns out to be a good guy and they kind of like him, but the kid, of course, gets jealous, doesn't want him in his mother's life. But it had some very, very artsy scenes. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't expect that in a
mm,
movie like that. You wouldn't expect a movie where they make pie and the camera lingers on them immersing their hands as if it's a cooking movie. Like, wow, what are you guys doing? And I thought it had a subtlety about it that was nice and lovely. So I don't know. I love this movie so much. And every time I see someone saying something, it's something bad about it. So here it is out in the world. I like the movie.
mm.
Jason Reitman, hear this out. So the third one is this stupid, it's crazy stupid movie. It's like a trashy comedy movie. It's called What Happens in Vegas, starring Cameron Diaz and
Mm.
Ashton Kutcher. And I love this movie so much. It's stupid, but it's so hilarious to me. Like I love Cameron Diaz. I'm not really a big fan of Ashton Kutcher, but I think he's funny. And in this movie, they were like kind of like, loose, like you can feel screwball loose. Like nobody cares about anything and they're just having fun. And you as a viewer is having fun. Every time I feel down, let me tell you, I just plug in this movie and I'm really laughing and feeling really good about the world. So yeah, this is my third.
Um, I gotta check out the second movie, but that movie does sound familiar. The second movie you said. I
Yeah,
did,
Labor Day, please watch
yeah,
it.
I did saw What Happened in Vegas before. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually like that movie too. I did saw What Happened in Vegas. I actually do like Ashton Kutcher. He always been a funny guy for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I think you like him. What are
yeah.
the best movies for you for him?
I gotta think. Butterfly Effect.
I could I could feel it. A lot of guys I knew liked this movie so much.
Yeah, Butterfly Effect was really good. Yeah.
Definitely. All the guys I knew, I think back then, even I think when it came out, people were like, whoa, shit, now Ashton
Yeah.
is doing some good work. Yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah, yeah, he killed it right there. Shout out to
Yeah.
Ashton. Shout out to Ashton. So
Yeah.
speaking of actor and actress, what is one actor or actress that whenever they have a movie come out, you gotta watch their movie? Like
Wesley
who?
Snipes, man. Oh
Okay.
my God. I love him so much. I know. I'm crazy about Wesley Snipes. Sorry. I don't care. Like I watched I watched every single movie I think he made, even ones that are forgotten or something. Like I think there was this movie Murder at the 1600. And I watched this movie and I loved it so much. It was with Diane Lane and nobody was talking about it. So they were having this poll on Twitter, like, what are your favorite Wesley Snipes? And like, guys, there are hidden gems out there. Why aren't you watching them? And kept, like talking about them. So I guess there was a time I think I was too obsessed with him. I would just tell my dad to get me all the VHS or all the DVDs we can get our hands on back in the day. So yeah, I'm just totally obsessed with him. Whatever he does, I'll watch.
Though, shout out to the legend Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
For me, actor and actress. Oh, do we got an actress for this list?
I think Kate Winslet, definitely Kate Winslet,
Mm,
because she's the real deal. Like for me, she is my Meryl Streep. Like I love her more than Meryl Streep, and I find her even more daring, and I think she has more capabilities. So for me, Kate Winslet is the goat.
nice. All right. So for me, I gotta think about this. Now, I'm gonna start with actress. For actress, that's yeah. I gotta think. I gotta think about this.
You got it, Ken. You got it, Ken.
I've thought with actor. Actor, I call Denzel. A lot of up and coming people. Michael B. Jordan, Accord, Jonathan Majors.
Definitely.
I actually like what they're doing right now. They are killing it right now.
Me
And
too. Michael B. Jordan, and definitely also gonna squeeze in Austin Butler too. Like he
yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
done it yet, but I think he's gonna be really something in the next 5 years or so.
yeah.
So
There's
yeah,
a lot.
Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan is great too. Yeah,
Yeah,
I totally.
Jonathan. Yeah, and there's a lot of amazing actors out there that killing it. Actress, though, it's hard to pick for actress because there's a lot of actresses. I know, of course, Lauren London, one. Every time she's doing something, she's somebody that I always like to watch. Plus I got a little crush on her, Lauren London.
Ooh la la.
Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? I know it's somebody else. I don't know why I can't think right now, but I just miss more people. But yeah, I
Definitely.
definitely. So, what is one movie that you watched, but you were very disappointed after you watched it?
Disappointed after watching it?
Yeah,
Can I
like
tell you?
what? Like one movie
Yeah,
that you saw, like you so excited to watch, but after you seen it, you were so disappointed.
I'm gonna tell you a recent one. Tar.
Mm.
I don't know. I wasn't impressed. Like, yeah, Kate Blanchett did a great role, but I wasn't impressed with the movie at all. And I felt really like, really, wow, that's so disappointing. I don't know. Like, I saw this article, like, why Tar should win the Best Picture this year. I wanted to like, no,
Mhm.
please don't. So yeah, this one was really disappointing. But I think there's been a lot. This is the one that comes to mind. Now I can remember. What about you?
Um, I do got a lot as well, but I think one movie. I think people go get upset would be this one. Especially after rewatching it recently, but yeah, I didn't even decide to watch the second one because I was like, I don't know. I just didn't care. Avatar. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not an Avatar fan, but I think there are people who are crazy about it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
same
they're
here.
gonna come after.
Yeah, same here. I don't hate me, y'all, but I don't know. I mean, at the time it was dope at the time, but we watching it now, and it's like, I don't know. I
It
just
doesn't
didn't
stand the
really.
test of time. Yeah, I can feel
Yeah,
it.
me either. And I didn't really want to bother you to watch the second one because I don't know.
You
I just
didn't watch
want.
the second one. Yeah, and me too, because for me the first one was actually a painful experience even at the
Yeah,
time. So I didn't like. So for you it's different. When you rewatch the first one, you're like, nah, this is not for me,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
going
yeah.
there.
So now it's time to do the main event topic. It's time to do our list, our top 20 favorite movies. And no, this is not based on the best movies. This is based on our favorite movies. So this is our opinion. This is a movie that we can watch all the time and one of our favorites. So yeah, so we're gonna start with 20. So Jaylan, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
First, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll go. I hope we're not dying on each other. Got control to Major Tom, the David Bowie song. Okay, there I am. Okay, so my number 20 is called Café de Fleurs. It's a 2011 movie directed by the late Jean-Marc Vallée, who sadly died last year,
Oh wow.
starring Vanessa Paradis, Kevin Parent, and Hélène Florent.
Mm,
It's a great, beautiful Canadian movie, and it's just filled with music. You can hear all kinds of music. You have The Cure, you have Pink Floyd, you have amazing original scores. It's just a beautiful movie about forgiveness and about true love, and how when you're really in love with someone, even when you have the love and the person decides to leave you, what do you do with the love? You just transform it and become more accepting and more forgiving. I really got connected to the main character because kind of like she woke up one day and this man whom she loved since they were teenagers kind of like loved another woman and kind of left. And instead of dwelling on sadness and depression and stuff like that, she decided to be there, out there, and kind of like controlled her life. Although all the movie she's been grappling with this idea that she's never loved even another person. So how could the love stop with him, but not with her?
Mm.
So I've been in a situation like that before. So for me to watch a woman like her win at the end and not turn into, like a mess, although I think she had times when she was always drinking and always just taking pills and stuff like that. In the end, she chose to be open and forgiving and loving and kind of like went out into the world. And in parallel, there was this old story about a mother and her son with Down syndrome and the love that she had for him and how hard it was. So Vanessa Paradis is actually Lily Depp's mother. She's the ex of Johnny Depp, so she's a
Mm.
very famous and very beautiful French actress. So I think it's a great, subtle movie that is filled with good music, and Jean-Marc Vallée is a very good director, and he edits his movies perfectly. I really loved him. I really wished I would interview him, but he died last year, and it was a
Dang,
tragedy for me. So yeah, it's a great movie.
dang. That movie sounds really interesting. I might have to check that out. I might have to check that movie out.
Please.
All right, so my number 20. Well, this actor, he a comedian. He been killing. He had a lot of amazing movies. Coming to America. He had Beverly Hill Cop. He had 40 Hours. But for some reason,
Eddie.
yes, but
Eddie.
for some reason, this one movie they came out with in 1986 was one of my favorite. I believe a lot of people hated the movie. This was actually a part of this movie that I love, and people hated it. But for some reason, I love this movie. It's very cheesy, but I love it. The Golden Child.
I haven't seen it. Is it good? I gotta watch it then that you
I,
told me. I
I
love
mean,
Eddie.
I love it. A lot of people did not love this movie, and watching it recently, it's kind of cheesy now, but for some reason, I love it. It's basically about Eddie. He in search of look for a kid, and he go through many weird situation and fight a demon. So it's a really
I want to watch this movie.
yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Watching it, that's funny to watch it now. But I love this movie. This is actually one of my favorite Eddie movies, and I can watch this all the time. So yeah, The Golden Child. I know people can be like, people go and raise their eye like, "This is your favorite movie?" What do you like? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's my favorite movie. Yeah.
So, yeah, you gotta check out The Golden Child. It's pretty funny.
So I gotta watch it. If it's funny, I gotta watch it. Definitely.
Okay, so what's your 19?
Okay, my 19 is Sunset Boulevard. Okay, it's a
Mm.
very classic Hollywood movie, 1950, directed Billy Wilder, starring William Holden, Gloria Swanson, and it's a favorite of mine because I think it gives you a lot of things about aging and about being a woman in general. It's so scary the way they portray her. She acts it in a very crazy and scary and nuanced way. So you can't get your eyes off her, Gloria. And I don't know, I love this movie because I think I'm not really a fan of black and white movies. Like classic movies are not my thing, especially now. But when one is well made, you feel that it's defying time, like all the Sidney Poitier movies I watch. Tony Curtis, one of my favorites. Of course, Paul Newman, James Dean, all those guys. But still, some movies stand the test of time. And this movie is very good noir. It's a very good, even it could be made today. Like you can see it in a recent way. It's not staling, it's not lagging, it's not dialogue boring, blah, blah. So I give it a number 19 in my list. What is yours?
Sunset Boulevard. Actually, I feel like I definitely heard. I gotta watch that too. I definitely heard this movie before. Who is that? Cindy Poitier is in this?
No, I wish.
Okay.
There's like glorious ones because I love Sidney Poitier. I wish he would be in every single movie out there. He was like, and I find him really handsome too. Like he's just so hot. So there's Gloria Swanson, and there is also William Holden. It's very classic.
Okay.
You can feel like classic stardom popping into your face out of this movie. So yeah,
Yeah, I definitely gotta
directed
check
by
that.
Billy Wilder. He's one of the greatest. I think he's very good old director. Like he's very
Mm.
good classic director. Made one of the best.
I gotta add that to my list as well. So number 19, I got number 19. I got this love comedy movie. That came out in 2005. I got Hitch. Will
Yeah.
Will Smith, Kevin James, Eva Mendes. I remember seeing this movie when I was in high school. I was in the high school program. My teacher took us to see this movie just because, and I always enjoyed this movie. Alex Hitch remind me of myself, where I like to give advice to others, but I don't
Wow.
know. but I don't know how to think about old advice. So
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's so cute. I can see him in you. Yeah, I can totally see it in you.
but yeah, this is one of my favorite Will Smith. Even though Will Smith got a lot of amazing movies, this is one of my favorite. I could definitely watch all the time for Will Smith. Yeah, Hitch, 2005. Definitely one of my favorite movie. That is my number 19.
Awesome choice. All right.
All right, what's your 18?
Okay, my 18 is this recent movie. It's a recent movie, God's Country, 2022. It's directed by Julian Higgins and starring Thandui Newton, who is a great actress. And this movie it's very dark and it's very deep, but it touched me in ways that I felt, I don't know, not a lot of movies touch you like that as a woman and as someone who is not, like it was about a Black woman and it was about a woman in peril and it was about rage and it was about feminism and it was about a lot of things, when you feel you don't belong to people who consider themselves, like a majority or the superior or, like the ones who get to say what to happen or not. She's this only Black woman in a staff, and all of the decisions get made, and she just wants to voice out her concern and voice out her voice. So I felt that this woman was a lot about, I even wrote an essay about it, because I felt it hit home. Like you can feel it. You can feel a lot of things. There was this conversation between her and one of the men who stalked her in the movie, where she connected with this person over faith. Like they had the conversation in church where they had similar experiences despite they were rivals in real life. So I like these scenes so much. And she portrayed a great character. I'm so sad they snubbed the movie of any Oscar or whatever. And her acting was superb in this, so I totally recommend it to everybody because it's a small indie movie and a lot of people should see it.
You come up with some hits. I gotta check this movie out now too.
Everything, and you send me yours because I have a lot in mind.
Oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna see you on the list after we do this. Yeah, you definitely got some recommendations that I definitely gotta check out now too. So I definitely gotta add it to my list. So my number 18. This was my first franchise that I'm gonna add. I got a few franchises that I'm gonna add to the list. This is my first. The reason why this is 18 only because I wasn't a fan of the third one, and I'm gonna go with the Rush Hour franchise. It's Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan. I love this movie because I love their chemistry. They have really dope chemistry and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it. First one came out in 1998. I enjoyed the first one.
Even the second one was good.
Oh, I was really a fan of the second one. I love the second one more than the first one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's so cool. I love the second one too. It was crazy.
Me too. Second one came out in 2001. And I think I see the second one in the movies. So I remember my father took me and my sister to see Rush Hour 2, and we enjoyed it. And then the third one came out 2007, which I didn't enjoy. I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite out of the three.
Definitely, I know what you mean.
I kind of went I went to New York storyline, but they completely changed the storyline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy Rush Hour, and I can't wait for number 4 to come out because they did announce it. Number 4 is coming out. They're both 4
is coming out. Whoa. Okay, this is news for me, man.
Yeah. I'm dropping. I'm known to dropping news. So yeah, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan announced it. So number 4 is coming out. It crazy. They announced it around the same time Bad Boy 4 is coming out. So yeah.
They also had Bad Boy. Okay, I think the Bad Boy I liked one most was Bad Boy 2 because it had Tia Leone too with Martin Lawrence, and I think it was cool. I loved it. I think I loved it more than the original too. Yeah.
Bad Boy. Yeah, I like Bad Boy 2. As well.
Sometimes they had the second installment even better. Like they were increasing our expectation, and then the third one it goes downhill for some reason.
Yeah.
I think Terminator 2 is the same for me with Terminator. Terminator 2 was like, wow, I love the kid. I love the idea of him being good and stuff. And then 3 was, I don't know.
That's usually the case for most of the franchise movies. Number 2 always seem to be the best, which I got another franchise movie that in number 2 is the best. But I got one franchise movie that number 3 is the best. But when we get to that, we get to that.
All right. Anticipation.
All right, so that is my number 18. What is your 17?
My 17 is A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. I think it's 2011. It's by this. Okay, let me tell you. This is no. It's 2015. It's 2015. It's a great Iranian movie, but it's like a spaghetti neo-noir western. Can you believe it? About this female vampire girl who walks the streets alone in Tehran, in Iran. I think it's like a fictionalized version of, I think, American City, but I also think she had a Persian city in mind. The director is a female, Anna Lily Amirpour, and she's a great director. And this girl, you would expect from the title, something's bad is gonna happen to this girl. A girl walks home alone at night, but she's actually a vampire. And she's like walking the streets in like this weird, like Iranian garment, which covers her hair and stuff like that. And she's like hunting prey. And she meets this very cute, like innocent guy wearing like angel wings. And he's like, are you afraid of me? And he's like pretending to be a vampire, but she's the actual vampire. It has very cool shots, and it's shot in black and white, very abstract movie. So I think you're gonna like it. It's very intense and it's very well made. And I don't think I've seen anything like it except maybe Bellatar movies.
You guys should see me that list, because everything that you explained it make me want to like, I gotta watch this like for real.
Please, you have to. I think I have a lot because I'm a movie buff. I'm crazy about movies.
You are.
You find me all the time.
The next time when it comes to a movie that I need to watch, I'm gonna come to you, because you
come to the expert. Yes, my son, definitely.
So my number 17. This is probably my only current movie that I have on the list. This came out last year, November of last year, and also will be the last movie I've seen in the movies.
Okay.
And I add this movie because many reasons, what I'm about to explain. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Oh, of course.
And I have to add this because, when I've seen it, I love this movie. I already seen it twice already, so I loved it. Now that it's on Disney Plus. I love that how they did with Chadwick Legacy, which is amazing. And also one more thing. This is probably the biggest point of the movie. Angela Bassett. Like Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett is kind of a goddess. Let me tell you, like
her performance for that movie was like, wow.
But I was just watching What's Love Got to Do with It, and I was watching her. Like I just rewatched it, and I felt like, how is this woman even present in our lives? Like she's a true master. Like you can feel it. You can feel it. So I'm so happy. I'm really rooting for her to win the best supporting actress.
Me too. And and when this episode dropped, the Oscar will already be passed already. So I'm really hoping, we manifested it, that she will win for supporting actress, because she deserves it. She deserves it. She never won one, which is very disappointing. She didn't won for What the Love Got to Do with It.
Crazy. What were they thinking? I mean, come on. I gotta do a tweet thread about it.
Yeah, but Angela Bassett got to win. I want her to win. She killed this role. It was very emotional. She pretty much took what Ryan Coogler probably told her to say, like, put your emotion. Think about Chadwick. Put your emotion, and she did just that. Everybody did amazing in this movie, though. But Angela Bassett, though, she's Louise, man. And I'm looking forward to the spinoff series for Black Panther. I'm looking forward to number 3 for Black Panther.
Definitely, we are all waiting. Yeah. Wow, what a choice. Yeah, you go.
Only reason this movie is so low because it's super kind of new. So that's the reason why it's so low. But that's my number 17. I think if I seen it more time, it would be a way higher than this.
Definitely, I can tell.
All right, number 16.
All right, number 16. Okay, this one is really dark. I'm gonna kill you with my darkness. I can feel like every time I'm like, this movie is really dark, and I swear I have lighter movies, but this movie is like really dark. It's called Two Women. It's Italian movie. It's by one of the legends. She was one of the most beautiful women, Sophia Loren, and also starring John Paul Belmondo, who is a French actor. But this movie is about, like the horrors of war and what it does to women. It's in 1960, I think. Wait, let me see. Yes, 1960, directed by Vittorio De Sica, who is one of the best neorealism, like the new realist movement in Italy. They had this amazing Italian realist movies back in the 60s, and it's a very good movie. It's very painful to watch, but it's really about the horrors of war and what it's like to be a woman and a mother. And movies like this make me feel, like much more alive, even though sometimes they're hard to watch, but you get in touch with, just like what I told you with God's Country and stuff like that. Like, these movies take you into dark places, but at the same time, they make you feel like I'm a woman, I'm alive, I'm here, and I really want to watch more about other women out there. So yeah, it's definitely on my list for that reason.
Interesting choice. Interesting choice. All right, so I got my number 16, and I know he's another. No, he directed the movie as well, just like he did last movie, Wakanda Forever. This is another Ryan Coogler production, and this movie just came out with a third one recently. By the time of this recording, I still didn't see it yet, but I got the Creed franchise.
Oh, which one did you pick?
I picked the
franchise. The whole franchise, right? Yeah, I know what you mean.
So before I get more into this movie, Creed started with Rocky, with Sylvester Stallone,
yeah,
stuff like that, and
I love Sylvester. Yeah, I love Rocky. Rocky was like, when I saw the first one, it was a revelation. The music and stuff like that, it was crazy. So when Creed came out, I was like, wow, look what they did with the franchise. Awesome.
I agree. And, a backstory, of course, Rocky and Creed went against each other. I believe it was, I want to say the third one. I think the second or the third one, they went against each other, Rocky and Creed. And I believe, and then later, they came with a spinoff for Creed with Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone, and stuff like that. The first one came out 2015.
Yeah.
And the second one came out 2018.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed both of them. Of course, I enjoyed the first one even more than the second one.
Me too, by the way. I love the first one more.
Yeah. I wasn't. I mean, the second one wasn't bad, but I guess maybe it was the villain choice. Maybe I just wasn't feeling the villain choice. But
I don't know. Like, for me, I think the first one was great. I think mainly because it was revolutionary. Like, for me, it was really good. Like, it was very well made. And I liked the idea of them together. But then the second one came and maybe my expectations were too high. And that's why I felt a bit disappointed. But I'm waiting for Creed 3 because it has Jonathan Majors, right?
Yeah.
It has him. Yeah. So this one I have high expectations for. So they better make it up to my expectation. I haven't seen it yet like you. So
I mean, Creed 3, about to the recording. Creed 3 literally just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
It was recorded. It came out yesterday, but hopefully by the time this is out, I probably hope I've seen it by now. Yeah. Also, of course, Tessa Thompson's in here. The legendary Felicia Rashad is in here.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors in the third one. I'm looking forward to see the third one. I already hear reviews already about the third one.
Yeah.
This is the best Creed out of the franchise. That's what I heard so far.
They're killing us. They're killing us. We have to watch, Ken. We have to watch it.
I definitely gotta watch it. Hopefully by this episode's out, I've seen it already. Hopefully you've seen it as well. And we could talk about it.
Definitely. We have to have a Creed, like we can talk about the franchise itself, kind of like analyze it and stuff like that, because I'm a big fan. I'm a fan
of this movie too. So, Creed franchise is my number 16.
Yes.
All right, so what's your number 15?
Alrighty, there we go. Let me see what's my number 15. Okay, it's a very smart, mind-twisting movie. It's called In the House. It's directed by Francois Ozon, and it's starring a group of French actors and Christian Scott Thomas. Okay, In the House is a very, very, like these movies that are crafted like a puzzle. And it's also a great movie if you're a storyteller. It's about the power of storytelling, how storytellers can manipulate you, how they can trick you into stuff, how they can fool you, how they can play with people around them. And it's this young actor. I haven't seen him in anything else, but he was so good in this movie. He kind of like inserted himself into the lives of everybody around him. And it's like a movie with little gossips here and there. So it's a very well-crafted movie. I like movies like that. And it also had a great soundtrack, a great piano soundtrack. I love movies where the soundtrack kind of rules because it makes me more connected, I think, to the action on screen. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. I love it. And I haven't forgotten about it. Sometimes I just see clips from now and then because I really loved how they were done. So yeah, this movie.
This movie sounds really familiar. This movie sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure if you saw a scene or the poster, you will know it. Because it's a very famous like French movie, kind of like I think it's widespread, kind of like Amelie, you know, like Amelie Poulain. It's a very widespread French movie. I think it has the similar vibe.
I'm added to another movie I got to add to my list.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 15, this is a classic movie. This was made in 1983. I got Miss Doubtfire. Robin Williams, Sally Field.
Pierce Brosnan was really amazing there. Yeah,
and this is one of my favorite Robin Williams movies. This is really funny. I seen this as a kid. I believe I seen this at the movies. But then later I got the tape later. So yeah, this was one of my favorite.
Tape too. Yeah, we had it at home and we would watch it a lot, me and my sister, because we loved it so much.
Me and my sisters too, so yeah, I can relate to it as well. Yeah, I love this movie, and rest in peace to the legend Robin Williams. I do got a fun fact. I met Robin Williams one time.
How was he? Was he nice or was he like reserved?
No, it was mad. His thing was it was mad random. It was 2009. I was in the city, just walking around the city randomly, and see Robin Williams was walking real fast. I'm like, Robin Williams. I was like, Robin Williams. He waved high. Like, he looked like he was in a hurry. He waved high and looked happy and then walked off. He would say hi to everybody and walked off. I'm like, oh, wow.
Really? So, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah, this is like 2009. So it was so it's very fortunate that, he.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Of course. I can't believe it sometimes. Like, I feel really bad that he found it so hard to go through this world like that. Like he gave us the beauty and the gifts of fun and comedy, and yet he carried all this pain. Sometimes it's just.
I know it's a lot. And we all we can do is continue to the legendary Robin Williams legacy. So
and just keep his legends alive by watching and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. I know what you mean, but I love Mrs. Doubtfire. Of course, it's a definitive moment in each, I think, 90s kid childhood. We all watched it. We all loved it. We all loved him.
Yeah, and the sad part was it was supposed to be a part 2 before he died. Yeah, it was supposed to be a part 2, but it never happened.
But damn, because I don't know. This poor guy. I love him.
All right, let's get to number 14.
Okay, my number 14. Yes, look, it came last year too. It's a very recent movie, and I think you must have heard about it because there was a hype about it. It's Decision to Leave, directed by Park Chan-wook, and it's a very well-made neo-noir. But what I liked about it, first of all, like you could feel this guy keeps attention to detail. Like every single thing put into the movie was put for your eyes, for your senses. There were details, there were shots. The female character was amazing, and I think I had found some similarities between it and between another neo-noir movie like Basic Instinct, which was in the 90s. Although Paul Verhoeven was very aggressive with the way he portrayed the femme fatale, Park Chan-wook made it as a real human, like flesh and blood, and sympathetic and loving. And yes, she can be manipulative, but it's a different lens of seeing this character type. So I really loved it, and it stuck with me a lot at time after watching it. So I'm giving it my number 15 or 14. Wait, 14, right?
14. Okay. Nice. So my number 14, I got a classic from 1994. There's it was a funny comedian by the name of Jim Carrey, and he was on his grind around the time. He was on his grind around the time. Yeah. The Mask.
I love The Mask. Are you serious? I love it so much. Why can't people love it anymore? What is their problem? Cuban Pete. Scene kills me. Even to this day, I watch it when I'm down and I just laugh. I'm serious when the police guys are like dancing like idiots and he's just fooling them all. And Cameron Diaz was just and even the villain, I don't remember the actor's name, but he's so
I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name either, but this was
it's crazy. I love it. You have a lot from my favorite movies growing up and being, like a wild kid, just having fun with movies. I totally get it, Ken.
Yeah, me too. I've seen it at the movies when I was younger. This has always been a favorite movie. One of two Jim Carrey movies that I always enjoy. The second one was Who's Almighty. I love this movie. Until they made the second one, gosh, that was Jim Carrey not involved in. Concerning the Man with Jamie Kennedy. Yeah, I wish we got an original sequel from Jim Carrey instead of Jamie Kennedy, but yeah.
There was a sequel? Are you serious? The Mask 2? Ew, I didn't watch that.
They did. It was with Jamie Kennedy. Yeah, it wasn't Jim Carrey though.
Oh no.
They wanted to make one with Jim Carrey, but he turned it down.
Yeah, maybe he didn't find potential in it. Probably.
Yeah.
Did you watch the sequel? Was it good?
Oh no, I didn't bother. I heard it did really bad. It was really bad.
better that we ignore.
Yeah.
Went under the radar for us.
Like it's the number 13. You're number 13.
My number 13. Boo, yeah. Let me see, Ken. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I'm giving you movies from all over the world. This 13 one is called Goodbye Lenin, and it's a great German movie. Why? It's directed by Wolfgang Becker, and starting, you see this actor. He's in many American movies. Daniel Brühl. I think he was in Inglourious Bastards. He was the one bothering, like the Shoshana character. She was amazing, the Jewish girl. He was bothering her. He was the German officer bothering her. But Goodbye Lenin is a beautiful film. Why? Because it's about this boy who went into prison and then came out, and his mother was in a coma. And to her, Germany was still in a certain state. So when she woke up from the coma, they were like, her heart is so weak, so you cannot tell her whole world changed. So the idea of trying to keep your mother's world intact because you're afraid you would lose her, and because she's not accustomed to a new world, and the lengths he would go to just keep some products that are not being produced anymore, clothes, hiding news, hiding, even the world demonstrations. It's an amazing movie to watch if you have, like a certain immense love for a parent or someone in your family. It's a very also emotionally tugging movie, and also the soundtrack is beautiful, piano played throughout, so I recommend it to everyone. It's a very intense movie, but also made really quirky, really funny. So yeah, Goodbye Lenin.
All right, Jaylan, that is a good pick. That is a really, really good pick. And like I said, that I really need to. I need all your lists. I need everything for your list. I gotta check it out. I really gotta check out your list.
Thank you, Ken. You have to.
So now we on to my number 13, which is it's a movie. This was pretty much my first rated R movie. And I was really young when I see this movie, but of course a lot of people love this movie. I got Soul Food.
Okay, I love soul food. Love it.
Yeah, and it's about family, and of course it got some drama in it. But,
yeah.
But watching this as a kid, it was because it was my first rated R movie, and it was a really good movie.
Wow, that's a moment for you. That's a moment.
It really was. Yeah, it really was. And later, because this movie came out 1997, and then like a year later, it came out with a show that came on HBO.
Oh my God, I haven't seen the show. I haven't seen it. Wow.
I watched clips of it, but I didn't really follow the show. But this movie is really good. And a lot of family, not just Black family, I feel like a lot of family could relate to it because, everybody could relate to everybody having Sunday dinner, with the family. I mean,
definitely. I totally mean it. Yeah, it has this comfortable, like warm mood, and it also has a lot of the bickering that happens with the family. So I feel like a lot can relate to it, especially when you have a big family or a rich family life or whatever.
Yeah, but random question, Jaylan. Did your family have like a family dinner on Sundays?
Not on Sundays. On every okay, it's in Egypt here. It's on Fridays. Like the big family dinner would be on Fridays. So yeah. I can feel all the mood. Everything that you say is something I can relate to. We would have it with the extended family. Even like when I was little, I would go to my grandma or my grandma on my mom's side, and my grandpa, or my grandma only on my dad's side. So we would have this big, like family dinners, like Friday dinners, not Sunday dinners. We would have them. Yeah.
Well, that's dope. That is really dope. I mean, of course, my family, me, my mother, father, and my sisters. Yeah. We did have family dinner like every Sunday, and it was always a good feeling. So
definitely,
and like I said, Soul Food was a really good movie, and that is my number 13. So Jaylan.
Oh yeah.
So what you got for your number 12?
Okay, my number 12 is, it's an amazing, I think it's an independent film, but it's also now considered one of the greatest female performances of all time. A Woman Under the Influence, 1974, directed by John Cassavetes, starring himself and his wife then, Gina Rowlands. Gina Rowlands was spectacular in this film. She eats anybody in front of her. She's like the GOAT, like she's the greatest. Because in this movie you see a woman kind of like unraveling in front of you. She is going mad, and you see it in full painful details, and nobody knows how to help her, and she's kind of like, she's breaking, and we see this in front of us. And I mean, you usually don't see that. Usually women are kind of like sugar coated or just presented in a way that makes you love them or relate to them. You don't love her, you don't relate to her, you feel for her sometimes you're frustrated. What is wrong with you? You see all the ins and outs of this woman in front of you, and this is something that happens rarely. You can feel the camera is just recording, rolling and rolling, and you're seeing this woman kind of like breaking apart, losing it, and you don't feel like there's going to be a resolution. So it's spectacular, and it's a rare thing to see portrayed by females on screen. Like in some way, you can feel even sometimes mental illness or whatever is glorified in a way or made to look better than it is, or in a way that makes it feel alienated to you when you've had like dark episodes or depression or whatever. But here, nothing is glorified. It's so gritty, it's so real, it's so painful to watch sometimes. So I love it.
The way you explained this movie, it made me really want to check this out. Like, really want to check this out. What this movie called again?
A Woman Under the Influence.
Nah, that really does sound really interesting.
Very, very great title.
That's a great title. I ain't gonna lie, that is a great title. So my number 12, I got a movie that that's a part of my childhood. This was made in 1997, and this started off as a skit on All That, but then it got so popular that they turned it into a movie. I got this movie called Good Burger.
Okay, I haven't seen this one.
You definitely gotta see it. So this movie, it featured Keenan and Kel.
Keenan so much. I love Keenan.
Yes. In case y'all don't know, Keenan is from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I know him from SNL, and I love him.
Yeah,
he's the best.
He is like one of the longest running person on Saturday Night Live right now.
Yeah. Oh my God, I want to watch it.
Yeah, but he was on Saturday Night Live after I got out of high school. That's how long he been on Saturday Night Live, and I like 20 years, so it's like crazy. So and according to the story between with them two, because not only they've been on All That together, him and Keenan and Kel, they also had a TV show as well.
Wow.
Yeah, called the Keenan and Kel Show.
Yeah, I know. It was on Nickelodeon, I think, right?
Yeah, Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
yep, Nickelodeon. Yeah. So they made a movie called Good Burger that was also under Nickelodeon. They had Keenan and Kel. They had Sinbad on it. They had Star Jackson. She was on Moesha, the show Moesha.
Ooh, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. They even had a cameo with George Clinton in this movie.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was really funny. And this movie, I remember seeing the movie at the movies. My aunt took me to see this movie, and I always enjoyed this movie. And as of recently, they announced that they are having a part 2.
Yeah, this is what I saw. I saw it on the news. Wow.
Yeah. Oh. They announced it. Oh, also they announced it on Jimmy Fallon's show, which like a couple years ago, Keenan and Kel went to talking. They have a long period of time where they stopped talking for a long period of time, and they have a reunion on the Jimmy Fallon show of the Good Burger skit.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
And then ever since then, they rekindled their friendship, and they've been doing a lot of stuff. They did the All That reboot together now. Doing mini skit. They also did another skit on the I believe it was the Emmys. I think they have. I think it was the Emmys. I think they did like a skit together. On
I think so too. I want to remember, but I think so. I saw the skit.
But Good Burger is a really fun one. You gotta check this movie out. It's really.
I have to because I want to see the sequel.
Yeah.
How excited are you? How excited are you that they're making part 2?
I'm really excited because I've been waiting for this for a very, very, very long time.
I can feel it.
So hearing that it would have been talked about it, but actually hearing that they actually officially announced it, got me excited. And they announced it's gonna be on Paramount Plus. You know,
awesome.
Also, yes, and Good Burger. I don't know when it's coming out. I think it's coming out probably next year. I think they filming it this summer, so I guess it's next year.
Yeah, I guess next year. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So there you go. So there you go. Number 12 was Good Burger is my number 12. Jaylan, what is your number 11?
11. Okay, there's this. You gotta check out this movie because it's so good. You know, Martin McDonough directed 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Okay, Martin McDonough is one of my favorite directors, like In Bruges, Seven Psychopaths. This one, 3 Billboards. He had this year The Banshees of Inisherin, which you saw everybody getting nominated for. Colin Farrell and I think Brendan Gleeson and all these awesome people. He directed this movie, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, in 2017. Starring Frances McDormand, who is one of my favorite female actresses ever, Woody Harrelson, and Sam Rockwell. And I think Peter Dinklage was there too. I love him so much from Game of Thrones. He's a great actor. This movie is very, it has all the crazy antics of Martin McDonough. It has the great script. It has the dynamics between people. It has, I think, a little bit of cruelty. It has these moments where you feel, oh my God, you're just shaking from inside. It's a very tough movie, but made through his lens, which is dark comedy, very dark comedy, cynical, like it's very funny, like you can laugh, but at the same time the subject matter is dark, so you just gotta watch it, and it has humanity in it too. So yeah, it's something that will blow your mind, and you have to watch everything by Martin McDonough, I must say, because if you want really good movies with really cool scripts and great dialogue, then I suggest him for you.
For some reason, this movie seems really familiar. It's like I definitely heard of this movie before. I definitely heard this movie. I definitely know the director. I definitely know the director. But
you mostly know him from, I think, Banshees of Inisherin, because it was very popular now this Oscar season and got nominated for a lot of things.
Yeah. I definitely I'm gonna add that to I gotta add that to my list. I gotta add that to my list. Well,
add it.
For some reason, the next couple of movies is going around my childhood. So my number 11 is another movie that I enjoyed from my childhood. I was a big fan of the franchise, and I got the Toy Story franchise.
I know.
Yeah, Toy Story. So y'all already know Toy Story started on 1995. And it was Disney's first Pixar movie. Woody was played by Tom Hanks, and Buzz Lightyear was played by Tim Allen.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I was a big Woody fan. I used to have the toy.
You're Woody. I'm Buzz. I'm more of a Buzz girl.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I did like Buzz as well, but Woody, I was a big Woody fan. I used to have the Woody toy. I used to carry that thing around until the head fell off. So
I know. Yeah. Oh my God, I had the Buzz toy too. I asked like some relatives who would living abroad to bring it to me, and they brought it to us from the original, like Disney stores and stuff like that, and it was awesome. I loved it so much. So I get the vibes. Toy Story is a great franchise, and I saw I think number 4 in the movie theater, and it was, I think, an emotional moment for me because I went there with, I think a kid at the time. I knew his mother and stuff like that. So it was an emotional time for me. I never thought I would see. I think I saw Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2, and then skipped 3. And then I saw Toy Story 4 in the movie theater, and then all the emotions of being a child came back to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, I don't need this now. So yeah, I know what you mean. It's such a beautiful franchise.
Yeah, so Toy Story 2 came out in 1999. Yeah. Toy Story 3 came out in 2010.
Yeah.
And Toy Story 4 came out 2018. I'm not gonna lie, it should have ended with Toy Story 3. Yeah. And I ain't gonna hold you. Toy Story 3 was really sad.
Wow.
Toy Story 3 was really sad. even though I did like the Toy Story 4, but the ending, I wasn't sure about the ending because we know what happened in the ending. We know what happened at the ending. But yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely. I haven't seen 3. I think I should watch it now.
Oh, you definitely got to watch 3. 3 was really emotional because Andy left. So it was really sad because the original owner, left. So it was really sad. It's like basically like when Andy grew up, we grew up. That's basically what it was. Because basically,
this was terrible to imagine. And you know what also hits home? I think the idea of giving up your toys, because when I was younger, I was like, I'm not going to give up any of my toys. I'm going to keep them all, but then I grew kind of too old. And my mom was like, like there might be kids who really need to play with these toys, who are, like through charitable organizations and stuff. So we donated, I think, all of our toys. I only have like 2 plushies or something like that, just to sleep with.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm the same way. It was hard to give away my toys as well as a kid. It was hard.
Yeah. It was very hard. But we have to grow up, I guess. We have to be adults, damn it.
That's true. But even at the door, I had to collect my stuff again. So we can do what we want now. But also to mention that they recently announced Toy Story 5.
Dude, real. So are you feeling good about it or not?
Mixed feelings. Cause I am a Toy Story fan. I am a Toy Story fan.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they didn't need to make another one. But at the same time, they kind of commit. I was curious how are they going to make up for season 4 ending? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Cause Woody, So how are we going to make that up? And is 5 going to be the last one? So that's basically what I'm curious about for that. With Toy Story franchise.
Me too.
All right, so now let's get to number 10. This is your number 10 pick, Ms. Jaylan.
Oh yeah, my number 10 is a movie that I feel I experience every time I watch it as if I'm watching it for the first time. It's The Piano, 1993, directed by Jane Campion, starring Harvey Keitel, Sam Neill, and a very talented child actor at the time, Anna Paquin, also Holly Hunter. And this movie to me is something, I think it's an ode to being an artist and to feeling weird in your own skin and to having a voice that you cannot express except through art. So to me, it's also a very beautifully shot movie. Like I really wanted to visit New Zealand just to see the beaches on which they shot this movie. And it's also very erotic. It's very sexual. So it's a beautiful movie. It's a feast for the senses. This is what I would say.
Nice. I've definitely seen this movie before. It was a long time ago, but I definitely seen this movie before. I gotta rewatch it. I gotta rewatch it again. I gotta rewatch it. But this is a good pick. This is a really good movie.
Thank you. Oh, it's amazing. Love it.
So my number 10 is another movie from my childhood. Of course, they have many spinoffs, many revival of this movie, but I'm gonna go with the original. Jim Henson, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
The franchise.
You're a big kid, like you're just the biggest. You just love a lot of kid movies. I can feel it, Ken. You have this energy. You have this energy.
I'm not gonna lie, I do. These things they shaped up your child from my childhood and make me the person I am today. And I'm not afraid to say that. I love these stuff. So
I love it so much because it feels, I don't know, I feel like the best people I have known personally as Jaylan are the people who retain their inner child. Like every time you would go to yoga or meditation, they would tell you never kill your inner child, because this is the thing that will make you creative. It will make you wonder. It will make you, until the last day, a different person, vibrant and full of energy, and people would love you. And at the same time, maintain wisdom. Like, they have seen life, they have seen hardships, they've been through a lot of shit, and they still have their inner child. These are the best people, and I feel like you have this. You have seen a lot of life, and you have this weight of, like going through hardships, but you retain your inner child, and I love this about you.
Yeah, thank you. That, and I like that about you as well, because
Oh, thank you.
that's why we got so much in common.
Exactly. Yeah, we clicked.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you for this episode, because we got this. We got this. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started as a cartoon on 1987, but then they made the movie in 1990s.
Yeah. Oh.
The first one came out in 1990s.
Yeah.
Then the second one came out 1991, which is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Sequel to Ooze, and then part 3 came out in 1993. And the first 3 was always my favorite. First 3 are always my favorite. You definitely gotta watch this. My favorite turtle was Leonardo.
Yeah.
Always felt like I always was a Leonardo fan. So
I think I'm more of the funny one was like who? Michelangelo? Michelangelo.
Yeah,
he was the craziest one, like the one who always ate pizza and like, this is me. This is my favorite buddy. Yeah, I totally love it.
Yeah, I know.
He was a wacko, yeah. And I love the bad guys too. I loved Schrader. I loved April.
Yeah, Shredder,
I thought she was
yeah.
hot. Yeah, Shredder was just, and April O'Neil was hot. I thought she was hot, although she was like getting kidnapped all the time, but she was still a cool damsel in her own Aprilness.
Yeah. April was hot. Yes,
very.
Especially
the cartoon one. Yeah, the cartoon girl was also very good.
She definitely was. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But of course, later they made a Ninja Turtle version with Michael Bay. Later, I believe in the 2016.
Definitely.
That looked way too Transformer-ish for me. Too Transformer-ish for me. I mean, it was okay. Yeah. But now recently, Seth Rogen is making a new version of the Ninja Turtles.
Oh God! Wow.
Yeah, they just came up with a trailer recently, and it looked pretty good. It's a cartoon version, of course, but it looked pretty good. And they got John Cena in the movie. They got a lot of.
You must be really excited. You love John Cena, right?
Yeah, I'm a fan of John Cena. Yeah,
a lot of people in my family who adored John Cena at his prime. For them, my dad would watch all his movies, and he would get me along, like, watch this with John Cena. I'd be like, yeah, Dad, awesome. So I watch a lot of action movies because I think the guys in my family would love them, and I always wanted to hang out with the guys, like with my grandpa, with my uncles, and stuff like that. So you would always see me getting involved in their movie land. So wow, John Cena. Okay.
Yeah. When I heard that, I was shocked to even hear John Cena will be in a Ninja Turtle movie.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of other people. It's this Ninja Turtle movie gonna be really dope. I believe it come out later this year. So actually in August. It come out in August. So I'm looking forward to it. The trailer's out now. But before you do that, you gotta check out the classic Ninja Turtle movie. Part 1.
Of course, because I only watched the cartoon. I think I watched one of the classics. I think I watched like 2 or 3. I'm not sure. But what I was really crazy about when I was a kid were the cartoons. I would wait for it. And they had them dubbed in Arabic. You cannot imagine. April was called Nisan. And we had a lot of shit. Yeah. And I think Shredder was called Faram. Like we had a crazy dubbed version of it. But my sister and I loved it too. Like we would love the English version and the Arabic version. It was crazy.
I really gotta hear the.
You have to. I'll send you a clip. Send me
a clip. Send me a clip. I'm curious about it.
I will.
Yeah, so that is my number 10 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Jim Henson franchise. Now, what is your number 9? Your number 9.
Number 9 is the sweetest movie ever, The Florida Project. It's directed by Sean Baker, starring great unknown actors, like actors who have never acted before, child actors who have been trained by Sean, and William Dafoe. It is in 2016, and it's a very beautiful independent film about being a kid. If you really like movies that feel good and look good, you're just gonna love it, because it just follows them around, just a group of kids having fun, doing mayhem, creating trouble in their own kiddie way, and they don't have a lot of money, but they can still find fun in their own way. And I don't know, it's a beautiful kind of like summer movie. You can feel the idea of how summers start sometimes with friendships and then these friendships end, and how sometimes family dynamics are more complicated than we can think, and at the same time people love each other. So it's a beautiful movie, and I love Sean Baker. Actually, he's one of my favorite directors.
It sounds like an interesting movie, especially because William Dafoe's in there. So I definitely gotta watch this movie.
You have to. You have to.
That's a really good pick, Jaylan. That is a really good pick.
Thanks.
All right, so my number 9 is this movie that was made by Spike Lee. This was made in 1994. It is called Crooklyn.
What? I haven't seen. I've seen a lot of Spike Lee's, but I haven't seen this one. Is it good?
It's really good. It's really good.
Spike Lee.
But first thing first, the soundtrack to this movie is amazing. There's a lot of old school, classic songs in the movie. This movie is set in, I believe, in 1970s, in the street of Brooklyn, which is right close to where I live. Actually, the movie was made very close to where I live. This movie featured Alfred Woodland. Yeah, she been on many stuff. She was on Luke Cage. She was on a couple of Tyler Perry movies. I'm trying to think, what was her? She was in a really other well-known movie. I can't think right now. Also, Delroy Lindo.
Okay.
Also, Delroy Lindo. Yeah. He was in a couple movies. I think the last recent movie he was in was this movie on Netflix was made by Spike Lee. In the 5, I think something like that. In the 5.
Yeah.
Jonathan Major is also in that movie too with him.
Really? What was he, a baby? He's
no, not this movie. No, not this movie. I think about. He was in another movie that Linda was in.
The Netflix one. Yeah.
Must
have been like,
But this is a really good movie. This is a classic. You definitely gotta watch it. It's called Crooklyn.
Have to.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch everything you mentioned that I didn't, honestly. You just gotta send me the list after we finish. I'm gonna send you mine.
We're gonna send each other our list. So we're gonna recommend each other. We're gonna help each other out. So what is your number 8?
Okay, my number 8 is my number 8 is the movie by one of my all-time favorite human beings, Wesley Snipes. It's Money Train. Money Train. Money Train is like one of my favorite movies ever. Like, I love everything about it. Like, the action is so cool. The comedy is just so natural. Wesley shines as usual, and he's such a cutie. And J-Lo was just, oh my God, like, she was just hot at this era. And everything about Money Train is like so good. Like, they don't even make these movies anymore. You can feel dynamics between characters. Woody Harrelson, of course, was so funny. And I don't know, it's like a movie. When I watch it, I always feel good about the world. I always feel like it had also this wonderful song, I think, Dance Without Sleeping. They were playing it in the intimate scenes. So it's just amazing. Everything about this movie is just typical me. Like, if you want to know where to get to me, like, there are 5 or 3 movies that this will never fail. This is one of them.
I definitely see Money Train. This is really a good movie as well. Shout out to Wesley Snipes, J-Lo, Woody Harrelson. This is a good movie. I like this movie. I actually did watch this movie. So yeah, there we go. All right, so my number 8. This is probably my oldest movie I got on the list. This movie was made on 1978. This is probably, in my knowledge, a remake from a movie that came out in the 1930s, but they made it more of an urban cast. And the movie during its time had an all-star cast during its time.
Wow.
I got The Wiz.
What's The Wiz?
The Wiz.
I haven't seen this movie. Oh my gosh, you keep now your list is getting more exciting for me, because these are a lot of films that I haven't watched. Tell me more about it.
So the cast of this movie it's an all-star cast. Motown made this movie. Barry Gordy made this movie. It got an all-star cast of Diana Ross.
What? Damn.
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson.
What is this movie, and how come I haven't discovered it?
Missy Russell. Richard Pryor. Nina Horn, and many more. This is basically the black version of The Wizard of Oz.
I haven't seen the Wizard. Of course, I know the Wizard of Oz, but I haven't seen the Wizard, and now I gotta see it. Now this
Yeah.
sounds even way cooler. I gotta watch it.
This movie really good, but this is also a movie that I love, and a lot of people hated during this time.
But now they're discovering it again. I think.
Everybody now thinks it's a classic now. But during this time it came out, I wasn't born, so I wouldn't know. But doing it with my parents, doing my family, they were born around the time. This movie was everybody loved this movie, but a lot of people hated it. The critics hated it. I think it did bad in the box office, but it's a classic now because a lot of people love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta watch this one. It's revived the classic.
It's a really good movie. Check it out, The Wiz.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's basically the black version of The Wizard of Oz, basically, but it's really good though.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm in.
There you go. All right, Jaylan, what is your number 7?
Number 7 is also one of those movies where like you want Jay to be your friend, you gotta love it. It's The Heat. Or not The Heat, no, Heat, just Heat. No, The Heat is another movie that I love, but it's not on this list. Heat, the 1995 Michael Mann movie with Al Pacino, with Robert De Niro, with Val Kilmer. And it's like, for me, it's a classic. Now I consider it one of the classics, one of the greatest movies ever made in cinema. It's about masculinity. It's about, like toughness. It's about, it's a very good action movie, but it's also about loneliness. It's about like men being men but having emotions. It's about being a different person in this world and connecting at the wrong place and the wrong time with a person you would least expect to. It's got a lot of elements in it, I must say, but it's not just an action movie. Like, it has a lot of layers, a lot of guys being guys but also being vulnerable, which is what I like most about any movie. So it's usually in all my lists. You would always find me finding guys who are like, like your typical, like action. No, even in Money Train, you can feel it. They're softies, they're brothers, they love each other, and this is me. This is the male characters that I love in movies, actually.
Though, you like I said, we got to send each other our lists. We got to just send each other our lists. So my number 7. This is the 1991 movie. This is and this is an urban movie now. Since this is called Juice, All My F's, Tupac.
Okay, All My F's, Tupac. I haven't seen Juice.
Well, you gotta.
I have a lot of watching to do. Let me tell you, I give me a lot of education now. See?
Yeah. So without spoiling it.
The movie? Are you serious? I never thought he acted.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did that. He did a couple of acting roles. I believe this was his first acting role actually, and for his first acting role, it was really, really good. Yeah, really good. Yeah, Juice. It's a good movie. Yeah, this is really you gotta check it out.
Watch this one, man. You gotta be awesome. I'm gonna watch them one by one. Like, I have the Ken's recommendation list for Jay. Like the craziest.
Yeah, but I'm gonna warn you, they are explicit. So yeah, but these are classic movies in the 90s. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the definite 90s list. Oh la la.
Yeah. So what is your number 6? We are almost done.
Oh, the anticipation is building up. Okay, my number 6 is Moonlight, directed by Barry Jenkins, 2016. It's Drell Jerome, one of my all-time favorite actors whom I wish I would see more. Travanti Rhodes. We have Mahershala Ali and even Janelle Monáe, who is now killing it. She's such a wonderful. She was great in Glass Onion.
Yeah.
This movie is beauty defined. Like, for me, it's one of the most beautiful movies ever made. Like, it's spectacular in everything: the dialogue, the scenes, the music, the composition. You can feel the camera, like, even director-wise, it's brilliant. Everything about it is beautiful, and the characters, of course, are amazing. So yeah, Moonlight has a great place in my heart, and it's a movie that I go back to every day.
I definitely see this movie once, and this was a really good movie. Shout out to them winning the Oscar for this movie, because even though at the time I didn't see it, I was happy when it won. because I don't
Yeah,
have anyone.
definitely.
So
Know what you mean. Definitely, definitely. It's that
is that
movie actually that is even bigger than the Oscar. Like it's a great movie that you feel it
yeah,
stands the test of time and it's going to cement itself even further. So yeah,
yeah,
kudos to it. Haters be
yeah.
hating.
All right, so my number six is another classic movie that was made in the 1990s. It's another movie called Boys in the Hood.
I love
We
Boys in
had,
the Hood, but it breaks my heart. Are you
I
serious?
know, I
I
know, I know.
love it, but it's just so. I love it
Yeah,
so much. I love Boys in
yeah,
the Hood, of course.
me too. Of course, we had Cody Jr. in here. We got more Chestnut. We got Leon Long in here. We got Ice Cube in here.
Ice Cube is a babe. I love him.
Yeah, and this was a really dope movie. This movie was made by John Singleton, which he was an amazing director, rest in peace. And yeah, this was an amazing movie. This movie I could say changed black cinema in the 90s. I could say one of the
Definitely,
movies
of
that
course.
changed black cinema in the 90s and stuff like that. That made many movies to this day. Like it made it juice. It made it a lot of the 90s classics that where they are today. And we gotta give John Citizen his flowers. Even though he's no longer with us, but he made an amazing classic with this movie. And shout out to everybody that's in this movie because they all do amazing things now. Um,
Wonderful.
Morris Chatnut
Definitely.
doing amazing thing. Nia Long doing amazing thing. Um, Ice Cube definitely doing amazing things.
He's the
Yeah,
guy. Like he's the guy. I love Ice Cube and all his things. Even I
yeah,
think he made
yeah,
later on funny movies and stuff, and I love them. I watched them all because I love them so much in Boys and the Hood, so I kept watching him. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. It's a movie that breaks my heart, but it's a beautiful movie.
Classic. So now we are the top five favorite movies of our favorite movies. The top five of our favorite movies. So Jaylen, what is your number five?
Number 5 is The Crown.
Mm,
Crown is just this sad, beautiful, romantic tale. It's 1994, of course, directed by Alex Proyas, starring, of course, like Brandon Lee, whose tragedy kind of like intermeshes with the movie itself. It's like there with the beauty of the movie, but I think it's a beautiful comic movie. It's dark and sad and beautiful and gothic, and it has all the elements of like gothic romance and intense emotions, and also really a good revenge thriller if you want to see it this way. But I really loved the character. I felt he was so poetic to be a superhero. So this is why I connected with him. Like I've seen a lot of superhero action movies about
mm,
a lot of revenge because I was big on revenge thrillers. I don't know why, maybe because I would think like, yeah, give me power and stuff. So watching him made it feel more human and more connected to this superhero. So yeah, the crowd is like dope.
mm. Okay, nice. Um, it's funny that you said superheroes because that was what my number five is a superhero movie. And this movie, this movie had two parts, and it was hard to pick one or the other. So I'm gonna add both parts to it. And I can say this movie pretty much changed the MCU forever.
Tell me.
The
Black.
Adventures, Infinity War, and Endgame. I had to add both of them because my experience for both movies, I see both of them movies. I seen Infinity War the movie,
Okay.
and with superhero when they all them, the ending to the first one was sad. All them disappearing and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
then instead of
Wow.
winning at the end, and
You're
you know.
talking to me like I'm not familiar with the world at all. I don't know. I'm really MCU-ish girl. Like I hear about it from my friends. So okay. So now let me question you. Like, why do you like them so much? Tell me what do you feel in them? Why do you feel like they're your favorites? Tell me.
So as a kid, I always see myself as a superhero. So
Yeah.
one thing about I always love superheroes. I mean, I got one behind my back in the picture with Superman, even though he's not Marvel, but yeah. And I don't know, I always love superheroes. It's always been me, always see myself as a superhero
Yeah.
myself, and that one thing I always wanted to be. So eventually, so I love superhero movies too. So when they made the MCU, like with Iron Man and Thor and Black Panther and all them,
Black Panther
I
is
would,
my favorite. I don't
I
know.
would, and I
It
would
was
really,
probably the one I watched the most and I love the most. I don't know.
yeah, me
The
too, me
others I'm
too.
not familiar with. Maybe they're good, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. So when I seen Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, I like how the story came together. Basically took like 20 years to put the whole story together, and it ended with that to be stretched into a new story, with stuff that's out now, and stuff like that. So I had to add this because first part was really sad, but second part was really a great ending, but also was sad as well to what happened in the end. But yeah, this is like an amazing superhero movie. If you've never seen this movie, it's on Disney Plus. Avengers: Infinity War and
I
Endgame.
have.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Okay, okay,
You
okay,
gotta watch it.
okay. On your recommendation, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch the whole list. And if I find myself not immersed in this world, I'll come after you. Like, Ken, what did you do?
Yeah, it's crazy. But of course, in order to understand it, you might have to watch a couple of other Marvel movies to understand it a little bit better for the whole connection. But yeah, they're gonna take like a whole week. They're gonna take like years. so
No.
so yeah,
Okay, okay, Ken.
so the Adventures, Infinity War, and Endgame is my number
Okay.
5. So what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Dead Man. Okay, I love Jim Jarmusch so much. He's like one of my favorite independent films. This one is starring Johnny Depp, and it's also shot, if you see A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, it's the same vibe, like the black and white movies, very abstract, very washed out. You feel the intensity of being into this dark world where nobody's good, everybody's gonna turn out dead or bad at the end. It's a beautifully shot movie. It has a great soundtrack by Neil Young, great guitar, and I love guitar. And I think it has this innocence of early Johnny Depp before he became, like Johnny Depp through the years, and a very, very good directing from Jim Jarmusch, a very good idea of what I saw. It was a man through purgatory, like he was already dead, but he kept going until at the end of the movie he went to his destiny, which is dying, but he's been dying all along. So why are we even watching him, and what happened? But he grew probably during this journey more than his whole life. So yeah, it's a great classic. I love it.
Nice. I definitely gotta check that out too.
Definitely, I have to. It's good.
All right. So my number 4, I discussed about part 2 early in the episode. You said you see this movie already, and he was on Infinity War and Endgame. It's another superhero movie. Now we can talk about Black Panther. Is my number 4.
I knew you were gonna mention him.
Now we got to talk about Black Panther, and my reason for Black Panther is, of course, it's very important because seeing even though we see many black superheroes, because there was one black superhero in the 90s, but seeing Black Panther, seeing Chadwick did that role, it made me feel great because seeing a black man doing that role was just amazing, and seeing like a lot of black cast and seeing that movie did really well. Like probably top 10 best movie of all time in the box office, which is amazing. And I enjoyed it. That movie. I've always been a fan of Chadwick Boseman, so that's another person that is when he came up with the movies. I used to watch a lot of his movies. So
me too.
Yeah.
I love him. He was a great actor.
Yeah, very great actor. Yeah,
tragedy that we lost him, because I think he had even more to offer. When we were talking about the actors we were waiting for, like Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Major and Austin Butler, I think Chad would have been with them had it.
He definitely. He's another one. I'm mad at. I didn't mention, but I wanted to save it. Talk about him doing the Black Panthers. I saved it for a reason. But Chadwick Boseman was amazing, and I'm sad we lost him. We lost him way too soon. He did have way more to offer, and he could have been a legend now, even though he's a legend, but he would have been even more bigger if he was still here with us. And I'm upset that we lost him before Black Panther 2. I heard about the script for Black Panther 2 originally when Chad was in it. And it would have been pretty interesting with him in it too. So
definitely, it would have been taken it a different direction, of course. But I think they did great with what they had already. So kudos to them too. Yeah,
I agree. And I remember when Wakanda Forever came out, I had to watch the first one again. So I had to put it together. So Black Panther is my number 4. Amazing movie. Top 3. Time for the top 3.
3. The third one, and it was really hard placing them because I love those 3 like interchangeably. 3 is In the Mood for Love. And
Mm.
this movie, my friend, is, if you watched Moonlight, you should watch In the Mood for Love, because Barry Jenkins mentioned Wong Kar-wai and said he had a great influence on me. He is this amazing director from Hong Kong who knows exactly how to capture a feeling or a moment. Like, you could feel, he just captures it on screen, and this is pain, this is regret, this is guilt, this is, imagine making a movie about people holding back. There's nothing going on. These people are not in love. These people are not even together. They're just there holding back. It has a beautiful Maggie Chung and a wonderful Tony Leung, and they're all stylized. You can feel it out of a dream. It's not even a movie. So it's a movie it's again one of the movies that are definitive for me. Like, if you don't like it, you're not like, we cannot get along. So yeah, it's In the Mood for Love, definitely.
I definitely gotta add it to my list.
You have to. You watch this before anything else.
I'm gonna check that out. So my number 3 is, the Disney movie. This was my childhood. This was your childhood. We spoke about this movie early in the episode, but I can finally place this in my list now. The Lion King.
Definitely.
Of course, I had Lion King because this was a classic. Growing up, seeing it as a kid, it was always sad to see when Mufasa died and stuff like that.
No.
And and
it was so hard for us as kids to watch it.
It was really sad. Didn't he mess us up with that movie? But of course, this was an amazing movie, and I always love it. To this day, I can always watch Lion King. Like, no matter what, I can always watch Lion King.
Exactly, me too. And the songs, everything.
Yeah, but I should have said this earlier. The one movie that I was excited to watch and was disappointed was the live action one.
Oh, I hated it.
And I was disappointed. I was so hyped to watch it, then I was disappointed because it had an all-star cast. Had Donald Glover, you had Beyonce, you had James Earl Jones reprised his role and stuff like that. Kel was in here and stuff like that. It had a lot of amazing cast, but the movie was not what I expected it to be. I was disappointed in the remake.
Me too.
Live action one. I was really disappointed. But of course, as long as we got the 1994 version, that's all that matters.
As long as we have this one. And what I'm excited about too is the live action remake of The Little Mermaid, because I think it's really good. And they have the two leads are so hot. I always loved, Ariel and Prince Eric. So seeing them together now, and they have two beautiful people playing it. So I'm in, you guys. I'm in watching it. Hello. So I can totally get it.
And I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to watch that either. Also, they just released the trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy. Also remake.
Really? Yeah. I can watch it. It's good.
I seen the trailer. I didn't see the full trailer. I saw clips of it. I gotta watch the full trailer probably after we record this. But yeah, I think Peter Pan and Wendy is another new good one. Of course, they had Pinocchio last year.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks was Geppetto. So yeah, didn't he do anything?
You have to watch the Pinocchio by Guillermo del Toro. I think his name is.
I heard about that one. Netflix one. I gotta watch it.
You have to watch. It's a different retelling of the story, and it's so intense.
But no, wait, no question, because this was not on the list. What was your favorite Disney live action movie that you saw so far?
Oh. I didn't like Aladdin. I didn't like Beauty. I'm gonna tell you all the ones that I didn't like. I didn't like Aladdin. I hated Aladdin, by the way. I don't know why.
Oh wow, really?
Although I love Will Smith is the coolest in it. I'm more into Wesley Snipes, more than Will Smith. But he was for me. I'm sorry, Will, get out. Wellesley is the man. Okay. And Mina Masood is such a cute little kid. He was playing Aladdin very good. But I don't know. I didn't like it. Beauty and the Beast was terrible. I wanted to kill everyone there. I didn't like The Lion King at all. What else did they have? Did they have anything else?
They had Dumbo. They had Dumbo. They had
Dumbo wasn't good because Dumbo was a traumatizing experience as a kid. Did you watch the cartoon when you were a kid?
I saw the cartoon as a kid.
It was mean.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Scene with the mother. What were you thinking, Disney? I cried. I remember crying. I was like, what are they? I wanted to kill those kids who bullied the elephants. Like, why? So yeah, for me, watching the live action remake, I don't know. I felt like, no, The initial original experience was so intense that now this seems what else? So no,
They
Dumbo.
also they also had Dumbo. They also have Milan. They also had I think the Pete Dragon remake,
No, I
and
didn't watch it.
I think that was, I don't remember. I think that was it as of right
See,
now.
I didn't like any. So if you're asking me, none of them. But the only one I'm really excited about in a long time is the Little Mermaid. I don't know why. I'm so excited about it because I feel she can sing. The guy's hot.
Yeah.
She's pretty, and they're gonna make it different. Yes, this is the only one probably. I was so excited for the Lion King one, and they disappointed me so bad. They killed me. Like, yeah.
I know for me, I didn't watch Mulan. I didn't watch Dumbo.
I didn't watch Mulan either. Yeah, I
didn't
think
watch Mulan.
when I was little, I liked Mulan the cartoon, but not very much, which is why I was like, yeah, good. But for me, the one I liked, although it's problematic, but I liked so much, is Pocahontas. Oh my goodness. I know it's problematic, but I loved it so much as a kid.
Pocahontas was good. Pocahontas was good. They didn't make no live action for that one yet. They made no live action for that one yet.
I don't
But
think they will. Do
they
you
will.
think
They will.
I don't. Really? They will make a.
I wouldn't be surprised they will. I would not be surprised they will. But
they're milking everything out of the Disney machine
point,
now.
At this point,
but it was so. I loved it. I was like, because I saw her like me, like a girl interested in nature, defying like family and stuff like that, and falling in love with a stranger. Yeah, he was a white guy, of course, screw him, but still, like a stranger. Like for me, it was like screw the fact that he's this and all the guys in her village are stupid. Of course, this is a stupid idea that you feel is being invested into us. But anyway, the idea of herself, she's strong, she has this, and she saves the guy, and I really like it when the girl saves the guy, let me tell you. I'm always interested when the girl, like the guy's a damsel, and she's like going and saving him and stuff like that. So for me, it was awesome. So yeah, Dumbo was traumatizing. Pocahontas was awesome. I loved, of course, Ariel, the princess, the Little Mermaid. Mulan, I was okay with it, nice. Beauty and the Beast was awesome. So what they did with the remake, I wanted to kill everybody. What is this? You haven't imagined when I saw the Beauty and the Beast, I think I would watch it every day because I was like dancing with them and the idea of the songs and everything was beautiful in it. So yeah, and they get me what Emma Watson. No, I loved her in Harry Potter, but still, you guys, why? Are you a fan of her? Don't tell me.
Emma Watson.
She was in Harry Potter.
Yeah, she was in Harry Potter. I didn't watch the Beauty because I heard bad reviews about.
Good for you. Didn't watch Beauty and the Beast. Good for you. It was awful. It was terrible.
But I would say I did enjoy Aladdin though. I did enjoy Aladdin.
I know what you mean, but I'm not gonna say because they had a great cast. So I can't. I didn't like it that much, but still they had a great cast. So I'm not gonna say anything. Mina and and Will Smith, of course, and the girl. What is her name? Naomi something. She's such a pie. She's such a cool girl too, and. Yeah, I remember the guy of Jafar too. He was of Tunisian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's a good. So yeah, I know what you mean.
I know that they are making a part 2 for Aladdin though. I know that for a fact. They are making a part 2 for Aladdin. They do got a spin-off for a Lion King Mufasa.
What?
Spin-off a prequel. Yeah.
Let's keep our eyes open.
Yeah. But I think it's more. It is more spin-off. It is more live action. I know. Woody and the Pooh had one with Christopher Robin. I didn't watch it though. It was other ones, but that's all I can remember right now. I'm pretty sure when I get off, I think I go remember.
You give me if there are any good ones, but if they're the ones like the ones before, like guys.
Yeah. But it's time for your number 2 now. But now we got our top 2. Then time for your number 2.
My number 2. Oh, my number 2 is like I even remember. It's Come On. I'm just gonna remember the director. Come On is directed by Mike Mills. Okay, and it's this intimate, amazing, kind of like family stories. 3 main characters. You have Joaquin Phoenix after the Joker. You would think this guy is going for big roles. No, he's making this small movie with a big heart. It's so intimate. It's about this guy and his nephew and taking care of him and like a great relationship between a very good child actor, and I think Gabby Hoffman was his sister and she played a very subtle, beautiful role. It's an amazing, smooth movie, and I think I had watched it at a time I was really going through a very bad heartbreak, so I would watch it every night before I go to bed to just calm my mind and ease my mind of things. And really, it worked magic. So I have a very special place for it in my heart.
Nice, nice, nice. So my number two, this movie was made in 1986, a year before I was born. It was made by Barry Gordy and Motown. This was a martial arts movie, and this made me, I love it. I got The Last Dragon. It's a classic
The
martial arts
Last
movie.
Dragon.
The Last Dragon.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
a
good?
classic.
It's your number two. Is it be
Yeah,
really good?
yeah. I mean, this was my childhood, right here. This was my childhood, and I love this movie. I used to do a fun fact. I used to do martial art as a kid. This movie was one of the reasons why I did it because I wanted to be like the guy on screen. He was like a black Bruce Lee,
Oh,
and I enjoyed it. It's a classic.
oh my God.
The soundtrack
I
is
have to
amazing.
watch this too.
Yeah, the soundtrack is
Okay, I'm
amazing.
in. I'm in. I'm bought.
Yeah, you definitely gotta watch. You definitely gotta watch it. It's an amazing movie. And yeah, The Last Dragon. It's a classic. You gotta watch it. So, what is your number one? I'm curious. What is your number one?
Are you serious? You must have guessed it. Elvis.
Oh,
Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. First of all, Austin Butler. And then we don't talk about anything else in the film. Second of all, okay, this movie was a revelation for me. Like, because wow, Austin Butler is such a talented actor, and actors like him don't come often now. We were just mentioning, like, we have Michael B. Jordan, Jonathan Majors. Where were these great actors? We have a lot of, like, regular actors. You don't feel the charisma, but he is solidifying his presence. He played the character greatly. There was a lot of black artists that I didn't know about, and I discovered them through the movie and went and listened to the original black artists and black musicians who originated, like rock and roll and the modern music that we're listening to. So I felt like it educated me too, and it paid respect to the people who deserve it. And Austin sang his heart out, and he really played the role in a good way. And I love Baz Luhrmann, the director. Like, I've loved most of his films, Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, all these movies. I love them. So for me, it's like, it was a very beautiful moment for me when I discovered this movie. And let me tell you, I watched the photos, like the photo call from Cannes Film Festival, okay, when they were promoting the film. And I was like, what? Who's this guy? And now I know why he looked weird, because he looked really weird, and I was like, yeah, you're such an Elvis. Yeah, he's doing the Elvis on the red carpet, and I kind of laughed it off. And then one serious, like, film critic from Egypt, whom I know doesn't like a lot of things, he wrote this status on Facebook. He's like, whatever you're doing, leave it and go watch Elvis in cinemas before they take it off, because here in Egypt, films don't stay for so long. So I was like, what? This grumpy guy likes Elvis? Maybe I made an early judgment. Maybe I was like, what is this kid? Who is he? So when I watched that, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, because he's so good. He's so good. Like, I really think, sorry guys, but I really think he deserves the Oscar, not Brendan Fraser. Like, I'm gonna wait, and I will be so happy for Brendan, but still, like, for me, like, Angela should take it. He should take it. For me, the best actress race definitely should have had Danielle Dedweiler from Till. Sorry, great performance, great movie. Should have been with them out there. So now maybe give it to Michelle Yeoh, because Everything Everywhere was such a pie. But Elvis was spectacular movie experience, and it was great to discover this actor. Like, when you first saw Michael B. Jordan in Creed, let's say, there is a moment when you feel like, wow, I first discovered this actor. He's cemented in my heart. So this was a moment for me.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did not want to check out Elvis. I was not a fan of Elvis music, but
You didn't like his music?
I was a big fan of the
Yeah.
music like that. But the way you explained it got me a little bit more curious to check it out. 'Cause I do like one thing. I do like.
So you didn't watch the movie because you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because let me tell you, my mom. Yeah, I'm gonna convince you to watch it, Ken. Why? You don't like Elvis as a musician. My mom doesn't like Elvis as a musician.
Yeah.
But I made her watch the movie, because if you watch the movie, it's more than this. Seriously.
Yeah.
And you gotta watch also how they portrayed some of the other, because Gary Clark Jr. played Belly Crudup, Big Boy Crudup. With such, like amazing. Gary Clark Jr. is such a great jazz musician, and I discovered him after the movie, and I went and I kept track of him. So yeah, I think you should watch it, and then come back to me and tell me. Even if you didn't like it, you gotta tell me why.
The thing is, I do like biopics, but I just wasn't into checking out Elvis. But then you explained it. Then no, maybe I should check it out. I might check it out. I might give it a check it out. Like, I might check it out to watch it. Yeah.
So why don't you like Elvis music? You don't like Elvis as a persona or his type of music, or what? Or you felt like he was a thief? I want to know your perspective. Tell me.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's whether I don't. I think that's wasn't a fan of the music. I heard it.
I know what you mean.
And stuff like that. I just wasn't into it. So I guess it didn't catch my attention. I guess you could say it didn't catch my attention. But
I know what you mean.
But I am curious about this movie because you explained it. I am curious about this movie, so I'm gonna check it out. And I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I think.
Even if you're not a fan, you just watch it and you feel the experience, and you tell me if you went into it or you just not buying it.
Yeah. And plus, I love music, so I like to be educated. So for that reason, I watch for that reason as well. So
you have to, because a lot of Black art. Like, I made this article. It was a lengthy article, and one of my friends, she's like, thank you, even because I went and researched each and every musician mentioned, like Big Boy Crudup. We have Sister Rosetta Thorpe. We have what is her name? Oh my gosh, I love her so much now. The Hound Dog singer. I have to remember her name, like Big Mama Thornton. No. Yeah, I think so. So there is a lot of great people, like Little Richard. All these amazing, like B.B. King, all these wonderful originators of rock and roll music, and all these jazz musicians. Trust me, you're gonna find about them, and you're gonna be wowed.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check it out. Yeah. So my number one, I had to take it back to 1986 or 87. I think it was 87 or 80. It was 88. It was 80. I believe it was 88. This is another movie that from my childhood. If you like movies like Space Jam, if you like movies like Looney Tunes, Go to Action.
I watched it every day. Space Jam.
You're going to enjoy this movie, which is my number one. Who Framed
Roger? Are you serious?
Yes.
This is my favorite movie. I watched it when I was so young. I just watched it again last year. I love it.
Yeah, and I love Jessica Rabbit. She's the
man, all guys love Jessica. Come on.
But the reason why I love this movie is I love the crossovers. I love the crossover for Disney. I love for Looney Tunes. And I love it from everywhere, because that was something that we never seen before. We never thought we'd seen a crossover from every cartoon universe. And it brought it to this movie, and it was amazing. I loved it. This was probably one of the most expensive movie ever. They said the movie was really expensive to make because, at the time when they did art, they did it by hand.
Oh my God.
So imagine they did it today, it would be a lot more easier.
Yeah, and a lot more boring.
Yeah, I know. And it was very unique how they made it back in the day. Roger Rabbit made a cameo in a recent movie. He made a cameo in the Chip and Dale movie recently.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta watch it on Disney Plus. Chip and Dale. I forgot what it's called. Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger. He made a cameo in that movie. So it's on Disney Plus. And yeah, I enjoy Roger Rabbit. It's always been a class. I go watch that movie all the time, and it's always been a fun movie. But I do got a fun fact.
An amazing movie.
It is amazing.
Tell me.
But I do got a fun fact that I just found out this recently. Eddie Murphy was supposed to be in Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and he turned it down because he didn't think a real life cartoon movie makes sense.
Oh, Eddie had such an edge to him. You can tell. Yeah.
But then when he saw the movie, how successful the movie went, he regretted that decision. He said, "It's one movie I regretted." It's me not being on Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
He had to be on it. Imagine it would have
Dude,
been chaos. We would have all left our asses off. Wow. So, okay, and let me ask you about
yeah.
this movie because I really love it. I don't know, it's so corny, but I love it. It's called Vampire in Brooklyn. Do you like it? It's by Eddie Murphy. He's playing a vampire. I don't know. I think it's a
Yeah,
crazy movie,
yeah,
but I just love it so much. Yeah, it has
yeah.
Angela Bassett too, and she was
Oh
amazing in it.
yeah.
But he was like, I don't know. I think he was very sinister and scary and yet funny too, like the typical Eddie that we know. But it kind of like drew some darkness from inside him that I don't know. It scared me as a kid so much. But even now that I watched it, I felt like, that's such a cool movie too. Even now.
I mean, I watched Vampire Brooklyn. I gotta watch it again because it was so long since I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something I gotta refresh my memory on. But I definitely did watch Vampire Brooklyn before.
Yeah.
It was a
Awesome.
long time ago. But yeah, but imagine seeing Eddie Murphy and Roger Rabbit, man.
It's a bit crazy.
That would have been crazy. And I'm upset that he didn't take that role.
Complete chaos. Complete chaos. We would have cried. We would have died. Are you serious? Wow. The
I mean,
hell.
even though I feel like Eddie Murphy would have already been big already, I feel like that movie would have made him bigger.
Me too, because it would have given him a different, like it would have added to his
Exactly.
persona and his acting and his edge. It would have taken him in different places. This is what you
I'm,
love about an artist when he's taking himself in different
yeah,
places.
yeah. I felt like he would have been more crossover quicker
Yeah,
than we is now. So yeah. So
de-
but Who Framed Roger Rabbit, amazing movie. I can watch it all the time.
definitely. Great
There,
pick. Great pick for number one.
there was supposed to make a number two, but of course it was too expensive and trying to get everybody to cross over with too much money. With Warner Brothers, Disney, and then I heard they were fighting around that time too. So number two never happened.
Boring.
Yeah, I know,
You
sad.
guys are boring. Yeah, this is what it is. You guys are
I know,
boring.
I know. But before you go with Jaylan, we got some honorable mention. Like, name 3 movies that you wanted on your list, but you couldn't add on your list. You already have like 20 amazing movies already. Name 3 that you wanted on your list that you couldn't fit on your list.
Definitely Spirited Away, which is an animated film by Hayao Miyazaki, who is like the Disney of Asia and stuff like that. He's a great storyteller and artist. You can feel he has a lot of great movies, but I'm gonna pick Spirited Away. Is like Kiki's Delivery Service and
Mm.
Howl's Moving Castle. He has a lot of great stuff, but I'm gonna go with Spirited Away. And of course, Passenger 57, Wesley Snipes, because Wesley, I mean, hello again. And the third, let me see. Well, the third, I think I'm gonna go with something, maybe something cute like The Holiday, like anything that is go meet cute, like The Holiday. It has, of course, Kate Winslet and it has Cameron Diaz, two of my favorites. And the idea of, like kind of flipping houses and moving to another country and falling in love and stuff like that. It's such a cute movie. So I think these 3, Passenger 57, definitely because the West saves the day. Always bet on black. And we have Spirited Away and we have The Holiday.
Mm. All right. So for me, I'm of course one of them a Bad Boy franchise. Bad Boy franchise. Martin Will Smith movie.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean,
What is this? You gotta
no,
tell me.
Bad Boys. Bad Boys.
Bad
The
Boys,
Will
the
Smith,
Bad Boys.
Bad
Yeah, yeah,
Boys.
the Bad Boys.
The Bad
Which
Boy
one?
franchise. Yeah, the
The
franchise. The
whole
franchise.
one. Yeah, the
Yeah.
franchise. Okay. The
Yeah.
Bad
Even
Boys.
though 3 was not my favorite,
Nah.
I enjoy it
2
more
was
than
the
2.
best.
Yeah, 2 is the best one. 2 is the best one. I'm gonna add that, and of course we got number 4 coming real soon, so we gotta look up for that as well.
Let's see.
My second choice, I honestly switched this up. Jim Carrey, Bruce Almighty.
Definitely. I knew you were
Jim
gonna
Carrey,
put him in. Yeah.
Jim Carrey, Bruce Almighty. And I got this other movie that was made in the '90s called The Media Man. It was the first black superhero that was on the movies in the movie Scream.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
it's interesting. I gotta watch this one. But
yeah.
wait a minute. You didn't put Beverly Hills Cop? I thought
I,
you would.
Here's the thing: making this list was really hard. It
It's
was
tough.
many movies that I love. I had to leave it off. I'm upset behind that. I did love Beverly Hills Cop. If I could add of 48 Hours, I would have. There's another movie called Baby Boy I Love, Tyrese, that was made in the 2000s. There's a lot of movies, another movie with Ashton made, I forgot what it's called. Butterfly Effect. I could have had that. It was a lot of movies that I love. And I cannot have it. I'm sure. I think this maybe got me wondering. Might need to make a part 2 in the future. A part 2 in the future.
Yes, let's do it.
We could go from,
and add more horror and stuff.
Yeah, we could go from
more spooky.
We could go from 49 to 21. There will be our list for 49 to 21.
Yes.
To make it a part 2 of our favorite movies in the future. Cause I enjoyed the first part of it, and yeah, this was really fun. So, Ms. Jaylan, thank you for coming back on my show.
Thank you.
It was really fun talking about movies. It's always a good conversation with you on.
Same. You're my best, Ken. You're my best, Kenny. You know that. My favorite, one of my favorite people in the world. Dearly, I love you.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. You're one of my favorite people as well. So before you go, drop your social media where everybody can reach you. Let everybody know what are you doing. This is your time.
Okay, so now my YouTube channel is currently moving. I'm interviewing, like artists and directors and stuff like that, and adding some comedy snippets, especially my collaborations with my friend Michelle on It's the Michelle Show. We have the Funny Girl Talk. We have already 4 episodes out there, or 3 episodes, I hope, and you're gonna have a blast with it. Please follow us. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram as Jaylan Salah, where you can see me just talking and rambling about movies and having all my short movies and stuff. I also have this short movie that I'm collaborating with my friend John and his amazing partner Izumi. She's playing this titular character, the bride, based on a story concept that I wrote. So I hope when you watch it, you're gonna enjoy it. So this is me in a nutshell now.
There you go. And like I said, y'all killing it. I'm looking forward to more things from you. And I'm looking forward to bring you back for another time. Because we got to do this part 2 of favorite movie from 49 to 21.
I'm in.
All right, there you go. And thank you, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
I just want to take the time to thank everybody for watching the latest episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Pocket TV. Thank you to my special guest, my returning guest, Ms. Jaylan, back on the show. You already know it's always fun to have you back on the show, and I can't wait for many more conversations to have you on, and I can't wait to bring you back. So thank you, Ms. Jaylan, for coming on the show. And y'all already know where to watch this. Y'all can check this out on the YouTube of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Ken, aka MrGentleman Lifestyle Pocket TV. Ken, aka MrGentleman Lifestyle Pocket TV. Or y'all could check out the normal show, MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, every Sundays and Thursdays starting in May. Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pods, and many more. Support the show. Once again, thank y'all for watching the latest episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Pocket TV. Have a good day or night, wherever you're watching this episode. You are now watching MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast TV. Chill!